Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 20 online CFM game. We are not playing an online CFM game. We are an Ultimate Team. I have completely botched the intro. That is how you know I have not been playing much MUT these days. I don't even got the intro close. This is not the online CFM. This is apparently where we force fumbles and get fumble returns for touchdowns. That was pretty lucky to say the least. So the reason why we're in Ultimate Team today is I was very curious to try out the new house rules that were added into MUT for the past week. It's called Played Out, and it's a real test as far as how much the game of Madden can implement some forms of sim football, right? So instead of having people spam the same plays every single game you play and having, basically, no more than like 5 different plays being ran on offense and defense, you've got to mix up the playbook in this house rules because, you can't run the same play like more than twice total. Like, that's a huge thing. Like, even though it's only 4-minute quarters in a MUT game, like, you can't run the same play twice. That's kind of groundbreaking. And you can't run the same play 2 times in a row. You have to space out. Like, if you call a play, even though you only get to call it twice, you have to call, like, from the first time you call the play to the second time, you have what's called a 5-play cooldown, to where you can't call the same play within, like, 5 plays of each other. So, I mean, I probably could have explained a little bit better, and I'm sure a lot of you guys played these house rules and know how it works. But, yeah, that's basically what we're working with today, and, it's pretty drastic. Like, there are ways to implement, like, sim football ideas, and this might be like one of the most drastic ways you could possibly do it. Like, EA did not mess around when they threw in these house rules. They kind of just went full in and said, all right, bro, we're going to be almost too sim. And, I would say, yeah, they actually did get a little bit too sim with this thing. Hold on a second, because Randy Moss, whoop, he's open, he's juking, he's got speed, he's getting away. Sean Taylor, you can try, but you're not going to catch Randy. Touchdown, incoming rage quit. And yeah, so my team, I think I showed you guys my overall before we go into the game. We're rocking 93 or 94 overall. It's cool team, pretty good team, nothing to write home about. I didn't show you guys the team before the game because it's kind of the team I've had over the last like 2 months. I haven't really touched Ultimate Team. I'll get into that in a second on why I haven't been playing much MUT lately. But for now, we'll talk about these house rules because like I'm really curious to get you guys' insight on what you guys thought about the house rules in the comment section. So please let me know in the comment section, like, if you played these house rules or just seeing these house rules. Let me know what you guys think about it, if it's a good idea or not. It's definitely something that has a future in Madden if implemented properly. And the reason why I say it like that, so putting the words so verbatim like that, is that the way these house rules were put in this MUT, I wasn't too much of a fan of them because I feel like you shouldn't be able to not call a play at a certain point. Like, just shutting a play out of your playbook is kind of weird. That's not football. That's not sim. Like, if Bill Belichick is calling like quick slants like twice, you can't run that again? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm fully okay with the idea of the cooldown part of it, where if you call the same play, like, maybe you don't get to call it for a couple of plays. But even that part of it, I'm not too sure I'm the biggest fan of, as far as, if you call a play, you can't call it back-to-back. Like, I don't really care if you call a play back-to-back. It's just whether someone calls the same play like 3 or 4 times in a row, then it gets a little bit weird. Like, I would say maybe, put the cooldown thing on like 3, and just like you can't spam it every single time, like 3 plays in a row. If you do it like 3 plays in a row, then you can't call it for like 5 plays or something like that. So you really are, something like that, right? Or you call it twice in a row, you can't call it like 3 or 5 more times. Not the way they have it implemented right now. And also the reason why these house rules are so important, it's not just an Ultimate Team thing. I think it's more of, what we are seeing in these house rules is something that could be applied to CFMs, connected franchises, or just, online or offline franchises. Mainly online, because you really have to regulate that stuff. Offline, like, what are you going to do against the CPU? The CPU doesn't spam the same plays over and over. So, yeah, the reason why I think this is really important for online CFM, because I feel like, these cooldown and play limits are something that, if you give the commissioner control of, what the cooldown limit is, or, whether a play can be shut out from a playbook or not, or how else you want to control that concept. I think it's something that you can definitely put in Madden, like in a CFM. Like if you want to play a CFM that is just balls to the wall, like sweat your ball sack off and try to win the game, probably could have been better terminology there. You can do that. Go ahead. As Randy Moss gets the touchdown. Thank you very much, Randy. But if you want to play in a sim league, which a lot of people play connected franchises for that sim experience, then you give the commissioner a chance to control that kind of stuff. Obviously, I've been playing a lot of CFM this year, so that aspect of it is something that intrigues me a bit. So, and just in general, like I feel like that's interesting. Like as far as how this is implemented into MUT and online play, that's a bit more. If you do implement this in MUT, like in everyday MUT, it can be pretty controversial, I feel like. So I'm not too sure we will see this ever implemented in normal head-to-head Madden Ultimate Team. Like it might just forever be a house rules thing. I feel like this is something we might see maybe in reg teams head-to-head, like your normal Steelers versus Jaguars kind of thing, and especially in CFM. If this gets implemented into MUT somehow, some way, I would be cool with it if it's done correctly. Like I'm just not okay with a play being taken out of your playbook, especially in like MUT where you're limited to a playbook. Like you only got a certain amount of concepts in the Cardinals playbook or in the Saints playbook or something like that. Like I mean, some playbooks are better than others, obviously, but like still, like I just can't put my mind around that, because if you see someone run the same play twice, I'm like, all right, I don't have to worry about slot post being called anymore because he's called it twice. That's not football to me, right? So there has to be a better way to do it. Obviously, like, you can't hit a home run on this concept on the first try, but, obviously, you commend EA for trying it, I feel like. I feel like a lot of people would agree that it was an experiment that we really needed to see as a community. If people have been playing Madden for however long, whether it's been 10 years or 10 minutes, to see whether this has a future. And, like I said, I feel like, with the right setting, it does has Tyreek Hill. Whew. Yeah, this guy I think had 99 Tyreek Hill with 99 speed and all that, and human joystick, so that was kind of scary for a second. I don't think we got the best special teams out there, and he almost crib called that one. He's also got this Eric Dickerson lit up. Thank God they nerfed this Eric Dickerson. Like, yeah, that was like about 2 months overdue, but better late than never, I suppose. They nerfed the Eric Dickerson takeover. I've been playing a little bit too much 2K lately. They nerfed the NFL 100 X Factor for him. It's the same thing, man. As we do something not too smart. I was trying to make a big play happen, and Tre'Davious White decided he didn't know how to lateral the ball to Troy Polamalu, who wasn't too far behind him. And Lawrence Taylor decided he didn't know how to sack Russell Wilson. And Eric Dickerson, well, you can't blame him. That ball went way out of bounds. So, yeah, as far as, like, I don't obviously have the answers. I can tell you guys what I think is a good idea for, this cooldown stuff. Like, if it is in Ultimate Team, I would say, maybe don't let someone run the same play 3 times in a row. They run it twice in a row, then lock them down. But I would say, like, honestly, man, if someone runs something every other play, they're kind of giving away their scheme if they run the play every other play, And if you want to lock a play out, I would say if someone runs the same play 10 times in a row, you can lock the play out. Like, if someone is running the same play 10 times, or not 10 times in a row, just 10 times in a game, lock it out, all right? 2 times is extremely just aggressive, and I'm not too big of a fan of it, because at a certain point, these games just become, you obviously want to know your playbook extensively, but at a certain point, these house rule games were just a matter of, like, you were just kind of mixing and matching your offense. Like, it was just like, I wonder how this is going to work out. Like, some of my favorite plays are completely blanked out. And it just becomes like it's a cool strategy, but it's just weird. It's not really football. It's like this whole different kind of idea. In house rules, it's cool. In house rules, obviously, anything flies in house rules. These are just like random games of Madden that are like played for fun, different rules, different concepts of football, and there's not as much on the line, if you really like care about your record and stuff like that. As far as actually playing the game, that's the way I feel. I feel like don't let someone run the same play 3 times in a row, and if someone spans the play 10 times in a game, then you can shut it out. All right, like, let's just not go against halfback stretch. But obviously, like in a concept like that, you can run halfback stretch out of different formations. So like that can be a bit more dicey. Like, someone can call halfback stretch out of 3 different formations, and they're good for the game. Eric Dickerson totes the ball 27 carries for 270 yards, wins the game. But that's honestly more of a Madden 20 problem than the concept of this thing problem. Like, we don't need running backs kind of dominating. But I feel like an Ultimate Team, like, the running game isn't exactly as OP as it is in other modes. So, yeah. And then as far as CFMs, I feel like the best way is to have the commissioner control, that, whether it's online or offline. If you want to, monitor yourself offline, then go ahead. But as far as online, I feel like it's best to have the commissioner do it because, each league has its different preferences, whether they, first of all, want the feature or not, or how much they want to regulate it. And then, of course, that all matters on how many minutes you play in a game, because if you're playing, as we've been playing on this channel, in a 10-minute quarter CFM league, if you are only allowed to use a play 2 or 3 times, that's kind of silly. Like, you're gonna run out of plays pretty quickly. Your whole playbook's gonna be shut down by the 3rd quarter, probably, right? Like, you gotta run like a super custom playbook to be able to just have plays to run before you're just punting the ball to each other every single time or something. So this game is pretty late in the going right here. We got a nice interception with Pat Tillman at the goal line. I might put the epic music in there, maybe, even though I kind of just didn't really make it epic with the commentary. Maybe so. 3rd down and 2. Hold on a second. We got to get a 1st down, and thankfully Kyler Murray's poised in the pocket. This right here was not the 96 Kyler Murray for winning Rookie of the Year, which, by the way, how the hell did Kyler Murray win it? Beyond me. But anyways, like, I feel like Josh Jacobs or, like, Terry McLaurin, AJ Brown. You got a couple of people that could have won it, but I mean, Kyler did his thing. I'm not hating. It's just, I feel like there's other people more deserving of the award, as that was completely unnecessary. Let me just say that right here, right now. There was really no reason for me to do that, because we could just need the ball on that guy. Instead, I took a deep shot because, it's house rules. And yeah, I apologize to that guy. We'll just move on to the next game. So, yeah, that was a 93, I think Kyler Murray said 96. Apples and oranges, I suppose. Just kind of want to let you guys know, since I didn't show you guys my lineup. So, yeah, I feel like we've covered enough about the house rules, right? Like, at this point, just let me know what you guys think. Right here, I completely forgot about the Randy Moss X Factor. That's how long I've been out of the game for, man. So the reason why I have been out of this MUT stuff for a while, why I haven't really been playing the mode for a while, is, I don't know, I'm not too big of a fan of the concept of, like, these Ultimate Team stuffs, and I don't know, like, I can't make content on it mindfully and, like, happily if, I'm not too big of a fan of what they do as far as, how to, the packs and all that stuff, mainly just, like, the idea. You can have a good no money spend team on MUT and stuff like that, but I don't know, I don't like supporting, like, the the packs, especially if you do this stuff on YouTube. Ultimate Team, you're kind of supporting the whole opening packs clause, unless you're just literally running a no money spent thing, and even that, like, I don't know, man. I just wasn't really too into starting one of those up, a no money spent team, doing all the grinding and stuff like that. I didn't have that in me, to be completely honest. Like, if I was gonna play Ultimate Team, I was gonna spend money, god damn it. But I would not be proud of it, so that's why I didn't do it. So yeah, I don't know. It was more of a personal thing for me, where I wasn't sure, like, as far as where I was in my life, not to get too deep, I wasn't sure if I was really too interested in playing Madden Ultimate Team, so I kind of just, cooled off of, uploading Madden for a little bit, even though, common logic would say, like, in December and January, when football is, like, kind of at its peak as far as, viewership and stuff like that, you want to make football videos, but I don't know, man, it just wasn't in me, so, I gotta kind of, it's on me to try to find ways to have fun with the game without, doing the obvious and just buying packs and stuff like that. Or we just buy packs and say, screw it, right? Screw morals. I might do that, to be completely honest with you guys. Like, I might tell you guys all of this, and then the next video I'll upload will be $100 Ultimate Legend pack opening. I hope it's not, but it might. Like, one of the things I want to do is a pack and play, but part of doing a pack and play with other people is you got to open up packs, and it's just like, is that something I really want to support? I don't know. Like, like, part of this is just with the territory of me doing Madden videos for, what, 8 years now? I've been making Madden videos consistently almost every single day since Madden 12, and it is Madden 20 now, and at some point, you wonder whether you're going to make Madden videos for the rest of your life, as that's a dang die. Maybe I should, because we could just cook up dots like that on 4th and 26. Maybe this is just what I was put on the point to do. But I really hope not, because I'm not that great at Madden. Like, right here, we are thinking we have a touchdown, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. So, yeah, that's basically what I've been up to lately. It's not much. I'd love to know that, but yeah, it's kind of a personal thing. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with myself and kind of what I want to do, like, as far as, you know, with this channel and stuff like that, what I want to upload and what I'd like to do for the rest of my life. Even though I am talking to you guys as a 25-year-old, I'm probably just looking into it a little bit too deeply, and, you know, I'm kind of I don't want to curse, mind effing myself. I don't know, I just, you know, in the live commentaries I do it fine, but in these kind of commentaries it just doesn't flow off the tongue regularly. Like I do curse like a decent amount as, you know, in person, just normally in conversation, but like in this stuff, man, I can't. It just doesn't flow. It doesn't sound natural. Like, I don't know, whatever. So it's just not the way we do things here, man. Like, this is the Cookie Boy 17 channel, man, not the like Foul Mouth Boy 17 channel. I digress, because that's not what we did this video to talk about at all. Troy Polamalu, you are my guy forever. I'll have Troy on my team for the rest of the year. Don't worry about that, especially since they just dropped an Ultimate Legend Troy. I got Troy, man. Troy is my guy. Troy is my favorite NFL player of all time. As we got Brandon Cooks returning to kick here. That was big, though, because we were down in the game. We were kind of doing stuff on offense, but we were freestyling a little bit too much, and it was costing us. Like, that one fumble we had, I was running into my own lineman for about 5 seconds, and then got shut down by Pat Willis, so that was cool. So I'm open to suggestions in the comment section if you guys have any ideas. If you guys think I am just, you know, talking out of my ass and we should just, you know, go back to the regular MUT stuff like we were doing at the beginning of the year, and we were just like doing X factors for like all the new cars that came out, you know, we can do that. Like, that was working just fine. Like, viewership wise, like, that was doing cool. It's just that I just didn't have it in my heart to do it. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't working kind of thing. It was working, like, numbers wise, it just wasn't working for me wise, right? But yeah, we can always go back to what works. It's just yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section, right? Because honestly, I mean, I'm like working on the fact that I haven't slept in a long time, so I might be stumbling a little bit out here. But yeah, honestly, what I do on this channel mostly is just like what you guys suggest. Like, a lot of what you guys suggest is what I do, right? Like for instance, recently I've been uploading like the CFM. Like, the CFM I upload as much as I can, and you guys really love it, so I definitely stick with that. Top 10 plays of the week. That was an idea from someone in the comment section, or a couple of people in the comment section to try, so I tried it, and, you know, bam, we did it. And then you got like you know, Budget Squad, obviously. The fact that I play Ultimate Team was suggested in the comment section. I wasn't even playing MUT. I was playing regular head-to-head. Had no interest in playing MUT. And then people in the comment section were like, yo, play Ultimate Team, man. This is like kind of the wave in Madden nowadays. And I was like, oh, all right. And I realized, like, yeah, this kind of is the wave. This is kind of fun. Like, this whole fantasy team building kind of thing is, that should have been intercepted. We got away with that one. 3rd down and 19. We look to play another down with Kyler Murray and this offense from the 43-yard line, which, believe it or not, as we throw this pass to Moss that is not intercepted, this 43-yard line is field goal range. I do have the Team of the Year kicker, Zane Gonzalez, and apparently he can bomb 60-yarders. All right, cool. I'll take it. I had no idea. I was kind of surprised when Madden told me to go for the field goal. I was like, all right, why not let it fly? And then, bam. Nothing but net. Just had a couple of yards to spare. Brandon Cooks diving for the catch. And here comes Steve Young and the boys. So, like, on defense, you guys, like, if you follow, like, what I do in the channel for years and stuff like that, you know the way I like to play my defense, this sugar buff defense, we always call it. Now it's just called, like, the nickel 2-4-5 double A gap formation. I love running that formation just most of the game in Ultimate Team, unless it's just getting torched the entire time. But in these house rules, I have to switch it up a little bit, or at least switch up the play calling. And sometimes what I like to do is I like to call a play on defense and then just like call my own different adjustments to it, which is something like it's kind of a counter to the house rules. You can, you know, make your own hot routes on offense or defense and kind of make a play similar to a play that was shut down earlier. But, you know, obviously that takes a lot of work, and that's just a whole part of the chess game on offense and defense that these house rules present. That is kind of cool, but also not really football. As we go downfield to Torrey Holt, that was a nice pass from Kyler Murray. This Kyler Murray even though he's really high overall, is not exactly like the best quarterback to be playing with at all, because he just doesn't really sling the rock well. I don't know, his release isn't too great. You saw he was missing passes with hints of pressure, even though I threw the ball like pretty much as soon as the ball was hiked. But yeah, like obviously we could have a way better quarterback out here. But Kyler's getting the job done, I suppose. Like, we are at the goal line with a chance to take the lead, especially with a touchdown. But we're going to have to settle for a field goal because that play was not the best. I thought, all right, let's run a spacing concept. 3rd down and goal at the 5. Let's try it. But 3 people were not well spaced. So, yeah, like, especially if you watch basketball, you need four spacing is everything. That was not any, like, we had 3 people clogging up the paint. We got an 0-3. We kicked a 3-point field goal for that as we get a hit there on Raheem Mostert. This guy was definitely a Niners fan out here. He's rocking Steve Young out the 2-minute warning. All he needs is a field goal to win the game. He needs to get probably to about the 40-yard line. He probably has a Zane Gonzalez in his back pocket, and he's doing the smart thing right now. Not going for the home run ball, just taking his stinking dunks downfield, and eventually he'll make it to field goal range with time to spare. Steve Young, though, he has bazooka, and he's going downfield. Hold on just a second. He wanted Owens. He finds Tillman, and he's out of the game. He's going to rage quit even though he has all of his timeouts. As I was commending this guy for playing smart, he screws up. He got a chance to run with Steve Young, but he probably said, I got bazooka. Let me, wing this thing to TO, and it didn't work out for him. So that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment section, definitely need you guys right now to speak. Just talk to me, man. Let me know how you're doing today. At the very least, let me know how your day is going. And on that note, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching, especially if you made it to the end of this video.